Hi, I'm Terry and welcome to Cat Scratch Kitchen. Today we're revisiting a classic Asian ramen coleslaw. This recipe has been a potluck superstar for ages, but we're about to make it even better. I'm excited to show you how adding some crunchy green apple will transform it. The delightful tartness of the apple will provide a tangy counterpoint to the savory dressing, creating a truly addictive and refreshing crunch in every bite. So grab your apron and let's get started. We're going to start out by preparing our apple, and we're just going to cut it into a small dice. You could do it in matchstick size pieces as well if you'd rather. I just like eating it better with a smaller piece. Now you could use a red apple if you wanted something a little sweeter, but I like the tartness of the green apple. And I'm going to drizzle just a little bit of rice wine vinegar in over it just to keep it from turning brown. Okay, I'm going to set this aside for a second. Now I have about 16 ounces of shredded coleslaw mix. You can buy the pre-shredded type in your produce section at your grocery store, or you can do like I did. I did just red cabbage, regular cabbage, and carrots and shredded them up. And that's what we're going to use as our base. To that, we're going to add 1/4 cup of green onion tops. I just use the tops. You can use the whites if you want to. 1/4 cup of chopped cilantro. And if you're one of those people that can't handle cilantro and it tastes like soap to you, you can definitely leave it out. And now we're going to add our chopped apples to this as well. And then we're just going to mix this together. Just give it a toss so that it's fairly well mixed. Okay, now I'm going to set this aside while we work on our dressing. And I'm going to mix up our dressing in that same little bowl that we had our apples in. Okay, we start out, we need 3 tablespoons of either regular oil or sesame oil. Since we're going with the Asian flair, I'm using the sesame oil. Now 2 tablespoons of our rice wine vinegar. 2 tablespoons of soy sauce, which I already measured out. Need 1 tablespoon of honey or maple syrup, either one. I like the honey because I don't really want the taste of maple in this. I need 1 clove of minced garlic. You can use fresh. I'm going to be using the refrigerated pre-minced stuff. So it's about a teaspoon of that. And this is optional too. If you don't like the taste of garlic, you don't have to put this in. Then we need a teaspoon of sesame seeds. And if you want, you can add a teaspoon of minced ginger. I'm not that big of a fan of ginger in my salads, so I'm not adding it. It's totally optional. I'm just going to whisk it all together now. Now I have a package of ramen noodles. This is the chicken version. I got it in a Ziploc bag just so we can crush it up really good. Now we've got pretty much uniform sizes of ramen in there, no great big clumps. The seasoning mix you can either use in our dressing later, or you can not use it at all. It's up to you. It's going to add some strength to our dressing. I'm going to use partial package. Otherwise, you can just save it for some other use. So we've got our salad. And at this point, you could put it in your fridge to put together later if you're serving it later, because you don't want to have your ramen noodles in prior to serving. Just keep those aside until right before you're ready to serve, because otherwise they're going to get soggy and it's not going to be really good. When you take it out of the fridge, if you've put it aside to put together later, this is what you're going to do to put it together. I'm going to add just a portion of this seasoning mix to my dressing. I don't want to add too much or it'll take over the whole taste. pour it over my salad, over my cabbage. A light toss. I'm going to add 1/4 cup of slivered almonds. Now this is something, as well as the ramen itself, if you want to, it's an extra step, but you can toast them lightly in a dry skillet. I don't think it really needs it. It adds a little bit of toasty flavor to it, but I think it's fine just the way it is. I'm going to toss those through. And now I'm going to add my ramen pieces. And you've probably made this recipe 400 times for potlucks, but the thing we're changing is that apple. It just adds another layer of crunch. Now you can serve it in this dish or put it in a nicer dish if you want to, but you're all set. And there you have it. That's our apple ramen coleslaw, complete with the satisfying crunch and that delightful tartness from the green apple. It's a party in your mouth. I hope you enjoyed this recipe, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this recipe with your friends. As always, the recipe is just below the like button, as well as a link so that you can print it out. And until next week, have fun in the kitchen.